Hi everybody, welcome back to Elaine's gardening and cooking channel. Today I'm just going to do a little bit of transplanting on the indoor winter garden. I've got some tomato plants here that are growing in a rather shallow dish, and they're growing prolifically. So what I'm going to do is put these bigger babies into a bigger pot and let them get more sunlight or more artificial light. You know what I mean. Anyway, I've got a pot of lovely soil mixed here. This stuff, it's got eggshells in it. It's got worm castings. It has ground coffee. Oh gosh, some peat moss, tea leaves, all kinds of fun stuff. Great stuff. I've got live earthworms in here too. So I just thought I'd pass that along to you. The live earthworms are doing so well. I'm delighted to see that. In fact, I've got a tiny little pot that I'm hoping you'll be able to see. That I've got some little wee baby worms. Little tiny guys roaming around there under the glass. So I'm going to do my best to give them a good shot in hopes that they will produce nice, big, juicy worms. Not that I eat the worms, don't get me wrong. No, I don't do that. No, I don't do that. But anyway, okay, so I'm going to transplant these babies. They're in a rather flattish container. We've also got some onions that have been growing in here, and I just might cut these onions back and let them continue growing. But these tomatoes are really getting out of hand as far as their size is concerned for the size of the pot. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the little support stick in there. Excuse me. And I'm going to water this. I'm going to soak it. Literally soak it. So it'll be a lot easier to pull the plants out. I'm going to soak it until it's saturated. And the water is going to flow right over the edge. There's no big problem because it's only going to flow into my soil container. But I want them soaked really, really well so that they will come out without damaging the roots. Okay, and what water goes into the soil pot that I've got down below my soil container that I keep building my soil up with, it's not going to do any harm anyway. So it's a win-win situation that way. All I can say right now, folks, is it is December the 18th. It's not even officially winter yet. Well, get this. My water is frozen. So on Friday, I had the plumber come out. He fixed the problem, but then left a nice wide space open at the side of my home where the cold got back in and now it's frozen all over again. So I had running water for one day, but thank God for good neighbors because my neighbor right next door, bless her heart, she's been giving me water, and so I've got water I can wash with, I've got water I can cook with, I've got water I can water my little plants with. I mean, these little darlings, they've come so nicely. I would hate like heck to see anything happen that they would die because my water is still frozen. But anyway, this is what ticks me off with winter. It's not even officially winter yet, and look at all this nonsense. Snow out there like you wouldn't believe, water frozen, my car won't start. You name it. Oh boy, the joys of Muskoka in the wintertime. Yeah. Well, some people say they like it. Myself, I detest winter, even though I used to figure skate. But I still detest winter. Because 9 times out of 10, when I did my skating, I was inside a nice arena, you know, where the Zamboni would come along and get the ice nice and smooth. Oh, well, those days are over since my encounters with arthritis. However, enough of my yakking and boring the living daylights out of you. So, what I'm going to do now is lift my tomato plants and hope that I don't disturb the roots too much. So I've got a little bit of a well in here. That soil is fairly moist as it is anyway. I need my digger. There we go. We got our little diggy wiggy. Oh, dear me. Oh, we got a lot of... These are all volunteer tomato plants too, by the way. Every blessed little one of them. They're all volunteer tomatoes. We got them all in one fell swoop. I have not disturbed their roots. And the reason that I know they really need transplanting badly is because all along the side of the stem that's outside of the soil, they've all got these little nodes where they want to start forming roots. So I'm taking that as a good hint. Mama, transplant me. Okay, so now all I've got left in this pot now are onions, and we could probably put some lettuces or something in there to go along with them. They'll be fine. Anyway, I guess you can't see that. It looks like kind of a mess there right now since taking those tomatoes out. But anyway, they'll come along great. I will add more soil to them, and I'm going to plant some lettuces, maybe a few little beets. You never know. However, right now, my main concern is letting these little tomato plants develop because they're almost ready to start setting bud. And if they start setting bud, hey, that means tomatoes indoors in the wintertime. And I'm delighted with that. So, okay. I know you really can't see too well what I'm doing. I will show you the finished product, okay? Bear with me, please. I know it must be kind of boring for you, and I'm standing here yakking away to the camera, but you can't see what I'm doing. However, these plants have come quite a bit, and they really desperately need transplanting, or they just would not make it. So, the dish that I had them in, obviously, they have outgrown. It was too shallow for them, and they would not make it if I didn't transplant these little guys. Oh, there's a nice worm in there. Woohoo! Pretty fair sized one, too. I love it. Oh, man. And this soil, it smells so nice. I mean, usually they say, oh, if you have soil indoors, oh, the smell is terrible. Actually, it's not. If you've got a good mix, like a nice even balance of your soil and your ashes. Yes, I forgot to mention that. I'm sorry. I also have wood ash in there as well. So that's going to help. And that really helps to neutralize the bad odor that quite often you will get with soil indoors. So, okay, we've pretty well used up our container of soil, but that's okay. That's what it's there for. We have more soil in bags, some outside, frozen beautifully. Oh, a couple of months from now, they might thaw out enough that I can use them indoors. Oh, dear. Oh, well, that's okay. We'll get there. Okay, we've got a little support stick here, and I'm putting it in right beside the roots. And these plants, I mean, they're growing so prolifically, they will pretty well support each other. There we are. Replanted. And this little guy, I guess, oh, he's been dragging a little bit in the soil. Sorry about that. But anyway, they're very healthy plants. They are now transplanted in the nice soil. Oh my goodness, look at that worm. He's a big baby. He's a big baby. I don't know if you can see him too well or not, but he's... Can you see him moving around there a little bit? Anyway, back underground you go, darling. Oh boy. And this pot. My friend and I were in town yesterday doing some shopping. And there's a store that has been sold to new owners. And they were giving these pots away for nothing. So she says, hey, I think Elaine could use these. So she grabbed them. I got 2 of them, thanks to her. I never even saw them. I was too busy looking at wool because I wanted a nice blanket. Anyway, okay, there it is. And I'm going to put this in a nice place underneath the lamp so it can continue growing. Now, getting on to one of the little guys. We have some lovely forget-me-nots growing right here. These are the forget-me-not seeds that I planted. The seeds are about 15 years old, believe it or not. So I gave them the freezer treatment, knowing that in the wild, forget-me-nots winter over, and then the following spring they will come back up. So what I did, I put this old packet into the freezer, I left them for about a month, simulate winter. Then I brought them back out and I planted them, and by golly, they sprouted. But in here as well, in the soil that I had, are some baby tomato plants. So what I'm going to do is soak this as well and transplant these little baby tomato plants out of here, and that will give the little forget-me-nots the space to grow. All this is just a little plastic bottle, good old plastic bottles. Oh, yeah. Oh, they're working so very, very well. I'm delighted with these. So I'm going to give this a soak. Bear with me a minute, please. And by the way, the chat room is open, so if you have anything that you would like to say, please go right ahead, post it on the chat room, because I'm here right now, and if I'm not here and you post something, I can always get back to you and answer you later. So, all right. This is one of my neckerchiefs that I used to use as a chef, and now I don't even, I use it as a towel. When I turned 65, they didn't want to be bothered hiring me. They figured I was too old. So there you go. Okay. Now that is about it. We've got some baby, I don't know how well you can see them. We've got some baby cucumber. It's coming along here. It looks a little bit leggy right now, but I'm going to get it higher up under the light. We've also got a little baby worm farm under here, believe it or not. Underneath this glass, I had planted some seeds. No seeds have come up yet. But by golly, you should see the little wiggly worms coming up in there. It's amazing. Little wee tiny guys. But they're just scurrying along under the glass on top of the soil and digging under. So they will end up nice large worms one of these days. And throughout the winter, hopefully we'll be able to use them. And they're going to add to the soil as well. So, okay. I'm going to transplant these little guys. You've already seen me transplant. Oh dear. It's too early in the afternoon for me to get this deadlocked in my speech. But anyway, you've already seen me transplant the big tomato. So I'm not going to bore you too much with the details. But anyway, I have soaked this. So literally, all I have to do is pull these guys out very gently. Pull them out, dig them out carefully. I want this to get really, really soaked. As you can probably see, I've got water in the bottle that's just going back and forth, and soaking the living daylights out of that soil. Okay, that's all right, because when I'm done lifting these guys, transplanting them into another pot, these guys, I'll just take the excess water, remove it, and they'll be fine. No problem. And anyway, look how forget-me-nots grow outdoors. Sometimes they get hardly any sun at all. Other times they're in a great amount of sun. And other times they get a ton of water when it rains. And sometimes in Muskoka, when it rains, it pours. Other times, I've seen them survive so beautifully, even when it's hot and fairly dry. Now, across the road from my house, we have a hill that just, oh, it looks absolutely gorgeous in May and early June, usually. Forget-me-nots. Across that hill, there are the purpley blue standard forget-me-nots. There are pink and there are white. And that entire hill is laden with them. It just looks gorgeous. Okay, this spring, I promise you, I'm going to take some nice pictures of that and post it on here, because I think you'll enjoy seeing it. Heck, do. Okay, so that's about it. I'm going to just top up my onions that are left from my little tomato plant. I'm going to put this guy back under better sun, or back under better light, I should say, for being indoors in winter. And I guess we'll sign off for now. So thank you so much, those of you who have watched. I don't see any live viewers on here, so but if you have any questions, please do go ahead and post them on here. And give our channel a like if you would. I would really appreciate it. Join our channel. That'd be even better. We also have a Facebook group. It's called Gardening tips and tricks, please feel free to come on in there as well. We'd love to have you. We're well over 18,500 and some members now. Hey, the more the merrier. So please do come on in, say hi, join our group. We'd love to have you. And in the meantime, don't forget, winter or no winter, happy gardening. And in the meantime, if I'm not speaking to you before then, because this is the 18th of December, Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a very happy, healthy, prosperous New Year. Bye for now.